Peace. This is Start with the Star Bloom. So I recorded and then I was trying to record again. And as I was recording, I basically said certain rates of truth. Peace. This is Start with the Star Blooms. My apologies, y'all. Thank you to Archangel Michael for cloaking, shielding, and protecting us in any and all ways, keeping any and all negative interferences, a third eye, crown chakra, attacks being sent to us. We ask that you transmute that energy into divine source light and allow it to come back to us at the highest vibrational frequency, cleansed, purified, and restored for our highest good at this time. We thank you to our benevolent ancestors who are here working with us as our assigned for our highest good in these divine times. We thank you to the Most High for aligning us to divine truths right now as we conquer any and all desires that we may have that we may have resurrected in our sacred youth. Abracadabra, make it so. I say Ashayo. I wanted to try to remember it because I want to keep it the way that I had it. Okay, so I had shuffled and I was recording and it's like no, and then it was like okay, I'm gonna pause, and I was saying no because I didn't want to share, right? And then I got online and I was basically going to share because I'm like I don't want to be disobedient, and I basically heard certain times when we don't record things, there are certain synchronicities that we basically sit in, and then at the end of it I channeled to omit, and I'm like, well, what the heck does omit mean? And when I looked up omit, it means, I said basically to furlough or forego the truth. That's what I thought that it meant. Hold on. And when I looked it up, it says to fail to include or to mention, to leave out, to fail or neglect to do something. And this goes with the message. Your story is your story. Your experience is your experience. Regardless of who you are, do not try to shy away from or be exempt from experiencing life. Okay. I'm gonna read these cards really quickly so we could basically stay in alignment. Ego driven. Ego will fight to keep you small by pretending you're above everyone else. When being right matters more than being real, your evolution stalls, right? Ancient roots. Your soul chose this lineage for a reason. You carry not just their pain, but the power to transmute it. Listen, spores. Self-sabotage. The moment things start going well, you reach for chaos. That's not a coincidence. It's a defense mechanism. Guarded heart. Walls may have protected you once, but now they're just keeping everything out, including what could heal you. Unhealed history. What you haven't healed keeps looping until it's faced, and it's not going to vanish with time alone. Unlocking gifts. You've only scratched the surface of what you're capable of. Go deeper. Your power is buried, not missing. And then when I asked for confirmations on what they meant by omit and how they used it, the words, what I got was storm tamer. Your relationship with chaos is evolving. You don't just survive storms, you alchemize them and turn them into opportunities for transformation. Silence. The fear of conflict is choking your growth. Let the discomfort come and let the truth breathe. Blessed by fire. Looking back, you can acknowledge that every trial was an initiation. You are not cursed. You are blessed by the fire. And that's what I was basically sitting with. It was this ray of, Source, I just don't want to acknowledge this. I feel like I continue to talk about this. And they're like, you can't talk about it until you talk about it. And I basically was told to go to my messages because I get messages all the time. Sometimes I have to write them down. I did a recording, like a word recording. And basically what I said in this message was, I was just basically writing down what I was channeling. It says, with all the weight you shed, don't look back, keep moving ahead. You are the retrograde that has come unto others, for as you shift, the glitch enlightens. The spiting they cloak on their words, for you've heard their truth as it is not your focus. You bloom in the dirt and dust of you. Their obsession and possessive ways will keep them lusting you. Love isn't lust, though as for your release, you build the relationship with trust. So you get to move ahead in your Six of Swords energy. You're finite, you're finite and wrapped in divine energy. You are synergy. So what I basically had gotten from this, and I basically did this on I did this a week ago. And I hope it made sense. I'm gonna read it one more time, y'all, if we got time. Okay, I'm gonna basically explain it. I said I didn't want to share the message, and spirits like share the message. So the message was, I didn't. The revelation that I've been sitting in awareness of has been what I basically previously perceived. I properly processed it. So it's like these you were right moments. Sitting in the space of accepting that I didn't basically go off on, this grand scale of delusion, right? That I basically was sitting with my intuition and I trust my instincts. And thank goodness I did. However, the feel of that on the other side, 626, 77% on the phone. The feel of that on the other side is, dang, so it's like, to see that these people felt this way about me, to recognize that these people are people that I love, to basically sit at this rate of, so what do we do now? Like you 100% can't trust any of the people that's been around you. Continue to move ahead. However, it's like this not this stall, but there's this rate of not wanting to put on a face, because like I could feel this shit, y'all. I feel it and it feels crazy. It's like, dang, y'all really wanted to hurt me. Y'all really, really wanted me to be messed up. Y'all was really willing to sacrifice my love and who I am as a person to, take from me. Y'all really wanted my gifts. Y'all really wanted me to be down and out. Y'all wanted me to be left off bad and bougie, bitch. So it's like, that's fucked up of you. Okay. But at that rate, it's also like, what do you want to do with this, Jay? How do you feel about this? Where are you at with this? Where is it living in your body anywhere? Are you basically still holding on to resentment? Because I kept on seeing the word being channeled in my readings, and I'm like, am I resenting these people? Do I have resentment, or have I actually forgiven and released this shit? Is me basically continuing to stay separate, meaning that I'm holding on to rates of bitterness, or I'm harping on situations that I can now let go? And I recognize that there's, like I said on my last live, that there's this finite line within you that you basically have to learn how to work through by just going through it. But you can't be at this rate of fear, wanting to punish yourself for positions that you've been placed on or placed in based off of your lineage. A curse, I recognize, like I said, is just the basis of pain. And when you look at certain words like hurt, because this is what I've been studying with myself I'm not going to go through this. I've been studying words that basically end up equaling into a 22-4, right? And the 22 has been so significant with me, but the recognition of that is you're extremely psychic and intuitive, and you should basically honor that within yourself, because it is a firm foundation that you get to stand on. And recognizing that is basically, like they said, it's receiving the power that's within and not allowing, the things that you have been through that have been tumultuous to silence you because you feel or you want to live in the pain. We don't have to live in the pain. We get to live in the transmutation of that pain, right? And it's not always making the pain something else that's just beautiful that we get to look at. Sometimes the pain is beautiful. Sometimes you recognize that this hurt has been passed over so many lineage, so many generations, that you were finally the person, you were always meant to be the person at 909 that was going to basically overcome this space. And you don't have to look at it at this woe is me type of mentality. However, you get to honor wherever you're at in it. And honoring these spaces, I recognize the best thing that you could ask yourself is, what is it that you need right now in this moment that aligns you to the truest part of you and your expression? Because sometimes we'll forego or we'll omit, we'll leave out our expression of whatever energy is that we're perceiving in order for us to quiet down the conflict that we feel, in the chaos or amongst leaving out of the chaos. Don't be neutral in the spaces that you're being called to act on, but allow the prayer that you have allowed yourself to align and condition in to be conversation and communication for you and your soul. It is